Hello pilots and ground crew, welcome back to my channel. Sometime last year I did, or was it the beginning of this year, I can't remember now, or the end of last year. Yeah, I did a quick video on showing you how to, on motors, how to open them up, but it was more of a telling you how to do it rather than showing you. Well, as it happens, I had a big crash the other day and the front of my quad just got buried into the mud, so the two front motors were caked. Well, I've stripped one off and basically cleaned it and got everything out, and I thought while I'm here I'll just strip this one down, show you how to do it, and then for any new pilots that don't know what's what, they'll be able to see me clean the motor because it's thick mud, and they'll have a better idea of how to do it. Okay then, I'm not going to do any fancy editing or out. I might fast forward through the boring bits, but just keeping it simple and just getting on with the job and just showing you how to clean your motor and get it up. And okay then, this will cut and I'll just move the camera so you can get a better view. Cheers. Right then guys, first thing I'll show you is what I use for cleaning. Oops, can't get it in shot there. Tell you what, if I think, actually I'm not cutting this, I'm messing about, but yeah, it's just rubbing alcohol, right, and 70% antiseptic alcohol basic, right, and it's really good stuff for cleaning your quads or your planes or anything, right, because you can put it straight on the electrics and it just evaporates. It won't damage in any way. It's not like pouring water onto your electrics or out like that. Like I say, I'm just going through this quick. As you can see here, I've cut the tape off, just to get at the ESC in the motor. I've unsoldered the motor from the ESC, and like I say, I've cleaned most of the quad, right, give it a clean and all like that, because it was really messed up. But yeah, I'll fast forward through a lot of these bits, but it's just a case of taking your motor off. If your cable that connects from your motor to your ESC, if it's nice and long, then you don't have to actually unsolder it or anything. But because my cables from my motor to my ESC are short, I've had to unsolder it. I'll stop talking now and then I can fast forward through this. Right, now before I even touch the motor, let's put that to one side. While I've got this off, got an old Q-tip, got some of that alcohol rub in here because it works great on everything. Just clean up this bit of the frame. Right, so you don't have to worry if you get a bit on your ESC or any of your electrics. It's great for cleaning all your electrics and everything anyway. Right, just move some of that mud out the road. Oh yeah, put some paper down on your board. If you don't, you'll regret it. You'll be sorry. And always have plenty of kitchen paper about. I've always got at least 2 rolls I can get my hand on. Right then, let's just move that out the road and your motor now. What I like to use, right, is the, where is it? The Mr. Jig. Right, got this from Hobby King. This is brilliant. This is one of my favourite tools. Right, this is for all your different size bullet connectors. You can just pop your bullet connectors in. I've got a couple here. Oh, I can't get my hands on them. But these sort of things, little bullet connectors, and they hold them in place while you solder in, and you put your XT60s in there. Your Dean's connectors, and it just holds everything in place, but at the same time you can just hold your motor easy. Now, I've mentioned before these little C-clips. If you're lucky and you've got a more modern motor, you'll just have a nut there, just unscrew it, no problem. But if you've got a C-clip, if you haven't got any spares, be very careful taking them off or you'll never get it. You'll just lose it. They'll just shoot off everywhere. Your best bet is put them in like a carrier bag and take it off while it's in your hand. But yeah, but always have spares, right? And then that way you don't have to worry if they shoot off. You can get a proper tool, one of these things that fits straight inside the clip, and you pull it and you open it up. But to be quite honest, I find them, it's something you buy, and I found it quite fiddly, so I just use a pair of pliers or whatever just to bend the clip off, just to get the thing off, because I think if I lose it or snap it or whatever, it don't matter, I've got spares. That come off quite good actually. Alright, put that somewhere safe. That can stay in there. And now we've got the fun bit. You can see there's mud in there, but let's just get it up and out. The bottom comes away from the bell end, and because it's held in with magnets, it's a bit stiff, but you'll get there. Right, you'll probably see bits of mud. That was a big chunk. That was a hell of a chunk. But yeah, that's all muddy and dirty inside. It's not as bad as the other one, but that, if I can hold that in place, that is a mess. That really is bad. That is disgusting actually. But what I like to do is start with, oh, you see that tiny little, I'll leave it on the bench, you see it better, that tiny little O-ring type washer, that goes underneath. I'll show you when I'm putting everything back together again. I'll just put that somewhere safe as well so I don't lose it. I always like to start with the bottom and get a toothpick and get as much excess mud out, and there's big chunks in there. I always let it dry, because I had the crash a couple of days ago, but I always let it dry before I try and clean it, because trying to clean wet mud is a nightmare. You can see here all the bloody crap coming out of it. But yeah, just give it a scrape with the old toothpick. Don't worry too much about the copper wiring at this point, but go around your magnets, and you see in your gaps in between your magnets, make sure you get the mud out of there, which is looking pretty good now. I always like to give it a tap. Oh, you see all the chunks of mud dropping out. Right, that's not finished, but that's got all the chunks of mud out. It's not finished being cleaned though. Now we'll move on to this one, the actual bell end. Same thing. You might be tempted to get like a little screwdriver. Well, don't forget that's got magnets on, and you're going to be fighting constantly. So you want some plastic or wood just to get the chunks of mud out and clean it up a bit. Let's see. Just doing this sort of like uncut just to show you. There's a couple of boring bits I'll fast forward, but this isn't really a proper description thing. Right, now that's got all the chunks of mud out as well. Now, just before the next stage, I like to, because you don't want, you're going to wet your motors with that cleaning solution I showed you. So you don't want all that mud getting wet about like that, so just get it to one side. I was going to sweep it up, but you're going to be, yeah, just get it one side out the bloody road. Right then, I'll let you have a quick look at this before I give it a clean again. Not in shot, but still. And now, right, this cleaning solution. Now the best way to do this is go into the bathroom and not your own, get your wife's toothbrush or your husband's, right? Don't use your own. I'm joking, buy a spare one. Alright, I'll use an old one. And just give it a good soak. Don't worry about it getting on anything, look. And just give it a good rub. The magnets and everything, with it being anti-septic alcohol type thing, like I say, you can put this straight on your, if your flight control board's covered, you can do exactly the same way. and it's great stuff for cleaning. Okay, it's just a cleaning alcohol rub solution, but it really gets the mud off if you're using a toothbrush. Now you can use a Q-tip. I mean, I use these Q-tips for certain little jobs and stuff, which I'll be using on the other end actually. But for the motor coils and everything, a brush is well, perfect tool actually, and it really gets in there. Right, have another look at that now then. Oops, I'll hold that. Hope you can see that. Nice and clean. Now, once again, new pilots, you'll see there's a little bearing. Sorry, there's a bearing there and there's a bearing there. If you ever have to change them, you go to this stage and then push them out with a little screwdriver or whatever. Right, but you shouldn't really have to change your bearings. It all depends if you've had a bad crash and they've got bent somehow, but that's where you would. You can also, if they're getting a little bit stiff for any reason, I've got a little tool here for testing them, so to speak. If they're getting a little bit stiff, right, which this is running fine, right, you can just put a drop of oil in while you're at this stage. Just the tiniest little drop of oil on the edge of your bearing there. But anyway, that's for a different story. Now that's fine, and that stuff evaporates quick. Don't need to put any rags on that or out like that. Now for this part, because it's sort of like awkward to get in with the toothbrush, that's why I use like a Q-tip and just get it round, get it inside. Don't matter it's getting soaked, there's puddles building up in there, that don't matter. Keep the outside clean while you're at it. Also, while you've got this stripped down, if you've got any special paint or out like that, you can repaint your motors if you want to. But a few scratches don't hurt. Right, I'll use the brush now just for the top. And it's looking pretty good again, nice and shiny. Should have showed you it beforehand, but yeah, nice and shiny again. You can see that. Yeah. Right, now that is a bit more wet. It's quite soaked actually. Just put my lid back on, or I'll do what I've done before, knock that alcohol cleaner all over the bloody place. Yeah, so cloth, rub, dry off. But don't worry, if you see inside, if you think, oh, it's still a bit wet or whatever, I have to dry it, the stuff evaporates. So try as much, get the excess off, but don't panic. It will just evaporate and it won't cause any damage to your motor at all, that alcohol rub stuff. So yeah. And have I missed out? Just double check. Yeah, there's a couple of bits I missed there, so I'll just get in with the old Q-tip while we're here. I mean, I'm being a bit picky here, right, but it's a case of if you're stripping the motor down, you might as well do the job right. No point doing it half-assed. So as you can see, I'm just going through all the gaps here, just making sure there's a big dirty bit. There you go, she looks good as new now, until you look at the sides where all the scratches are from the battering the poor thing's had. Right, now it's just a case of putting it back together again. Now remember, it's magnets, and as you saw in that last video, which hopefully I put a link up, they can catch when they're pulling in, especially the big ones. But these things aren't too bad. So you just slide it back. Once again here, you can put a tiny bit of oil on there if you want to, but you don't need to. This isn't a necessity. You got it nice and clean, and well, that's actually I'm glad this wasn't a big motor or I'd be crying now. Ow. But yeah, just check it's spinning and you haven't missed anything. Right, these Emax motors sort of bite a bit. You can feel the magnets. They are good motors. But yeah, so that's fine. Right, get me little Mr. Jig out again. Pop that in there, so I've got it to hold. Now, do you remember that little washer, so to speak? Pop that back in there. I don't know, I'll tell you what, if I put that on a toothpick, you'll see it. This, oops, that little washer there, hopefully you can see that. Well, that just goes on top of your shaft before you put your clip back in. And that's it. Right, now this clip got bent a bit, but that doesn't mean it's had it. Right, you can, I'll try and zoom in a bit more here, make it a bit more helpful. I hope that focused. Yeah, this clip bent really bad when I took it off. But it didn't snap, it only bent. So I should be able to reclaim this. I'm not going to be able to get this in shot, I don't think, because of my hand, but I'm just putting it over the shaft, and there it goes. I'll tell you what, just try pressing it down, getting it in place a bit. That went over a bit. No, I may have to get a new one out of the packet, but while you've got it, I might get away with yeah, I just might get away with that actually. Yeah, it's gone round. I'm just going to push it down a little bit, and then with me hemostats or some pliers, whatever you want, just going to nip it back up, tighten it up. Try and get that in shot for you. Just going to squeeze it back up a bit. It's sticking up a little bit on the edge, so what we'll do is go to the toolbox, just get a fine little screwdriver, just bend it down. That's it. You can put a new one on, but what's the point if the old one didn't snap? You git. We got a flyer, but luckily I caught it. Still hasn't snapped though. Right, try again. Just trying to bend it in. Oh, I think that got it actually. And now we'll just nip the two ends together. Come on, you bat bugger. And down, did that bite. And we're done. Didn't need to put a new one on. Just double check it. I can't see. Don't think that snapped. The end bent in, but no, it's still there. Still there. So yeah, that's fine. Right, yeah, that's that bit of the job done then. Right, zoom out again. Oops. Now all we have to do now is connect it back up again. Just put some of my tools away. I like to keep it as neat as I can and throw the rubbish in the bin. Oops. Give the old toothbrush a bit of a dry. Right. Oh, turn the soldering iron. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll solder it first and then screw it in, or screw it in first then solder it. I'll tell you what, I'll screw it in first. So I'm going to need a bit of blue Loctite. Don't use the red on your quad bolts or you'll be sorry. Usually put this on a bit of plastic, but yeah. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine. You don't need a lot of this stuff. I see that. I put that amount on. Hope you can see that. But now I'm going to use my finger and just round it off to take nearly half of it off again. I see a lot of people putting way too much Loctite on. But it used to use it on helicopters all the time, the Loctite. And you don't need a lot. You really don't need a lot of the stuff. You just need bits of it. Right, just lining up the motor. Get the next nut. Roll it in the Loctite, then roll it off. Right. And when you're tightening these up, because you've got Loctite on, you just want them until you don't need to yank down on the bloody things for life. Just tighten them to the point where, right, that's tight, it stops, because that's what the Loctite's for. It's to help hold everything in place, so you don't need loads of it. Bit more. Wipe it off. Oopsie daisy. Oopsie daisy. Oh, that's something I haven't said for years. Bloody hell, getting old. Too late, got there. Bloody Loctite soaked into the paper, which it would before anyone says duh. Right, and then it's just a case of soldering it back up. Just double checking before I solder it up. That's spinning great. Right, get the old soldering iron on. Station turned on to, I've got this set at 379, 380 for argument's sake, because these motor wires are only thin and it's only a touch and go. You're not going to be applying too much heat, you just want it in and out. Right, just give that soldering station a second, have a song and dance, do whatever you want, but I will probably pause this bit now. Oh, no I won't, because the soldering station's ready. Well, that didn't take long at all. What I like to do is just put a little piece of solder on the tip before I start, the tip of the soldering iron. Whoops. And this will not take long. Trying to do this in camera shots hard. Oops, got a curler. There's one. I'll tell you what. Try and hold it that way so you can see better. There's two. And there's three. Number 3 looks a lot better than number 1 and number 2. Let's just test it on. Yeah, no sharp edges. Oh, there's a bit of a sharp edge there. Just use this. Oh, there you go. Right, turn the station off. Right, there's a tip for you. Your soldering iron, the tip, put a tiny blob of solder on it to leave it while it's turned off. But now that's it then. Basically that's how you clean the motor. All I'm going to do now is put the blanket back over, seal it all up, and it's done. if you're going to buy electrical tape, you can go to some places where you'll get, say, 8 packets for £1. Right? Now, I'm not being funny, but don't bother with it. Get decent electrical tape. It's not expensive. You might pay £1 for one. Right? But the stuff, it lasts. Like that. I cut that, if you can see here, I'd cut it straight down. Right? Peeled it back, as you saw. And all I've done now is stuck it back down, and that will stay down. Right? I probably may put another piece in just to make it look nice, but I don't have to. That'll stay down now because it's good tape. You'd got a cheaper tape, a cheaper electrical tape, you'd have never stuck that back down again. But anyhow, let's turn that round, lift that up. Wrong way, zoom out. I know I've got the light right on me behind us, so you won't see a bleeding thing. So I'll hold her up, hold the tripod up, and my magnifying glasses. And then pilots, that's it. That's all it was, just so you can actually have a good look of how to take your motors apart. Like I say, I did that video showing you, but I think it was more for just a talk through. So that's how you do it, that's how you clean it, and I know most people will know, but there's a lot of new pilots who won't know. Okay then, thanks for watching, and if you like, subscribe, leave thumbs up, leave comments, you know, the usual bloody stuff. Right, cheers then, thanks for watching, and catch you next time.